How's everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday? So today we're gonna make some fresh chicken soup. So for some chicken broth, I'm gonna put 2 of these in the pot. I always buy the ones with less sodium, just so it has less sodium, a little healthier for you. You're gonna need, I'm gonna use chicken breasts instead of using the whole chicken. You know, so I like white meat, but you can use a whole chicken if you want to do it that way. But I'm gonna use 2 big chicken breasts to use in my chicken soup. You use some celery, some carrots, you need some potatoes, some red pepper, some black pepper, you use some bay leaves, an onion, and that's about it to make a chicken soup. I'm going to use a little cornstarch just to thicken up the soup, so I like my soup a little thicker, so I usually put, like 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to thicken it up. Now I got a little lazy. I just bought some matchstick carrots that I'm going to put into the pot. And then we're going to use about 6 celery sticks. Wash those off. I'm going to cut any bad pieces off. So I might need to use some more celery since there's some bad pieces on here. And you'll probably get at least 2 more celery stalks. I'm just cutting off the brown stuff because we don't want to use that. And just going to cut your celery just like that. So you have nice little cubes, just like that. Done with that piece. Then I got a whole Vidalia onion we're going to cut up. I'm going to use that too. I usually use green onion, but I don't have green onion today, so we'll just use a little Vidalia onion. I'm just taking off the pieces we don't want. And obviously you usually want to take off the skin, so you don't want the skin. I'm just going to cut that little piece off right there. Got a little dirt on the onion, so I'll just clean that off with a little water. Get that little piece of skin off right there. And then the easiest way to cut an onion, just like this. Now you don't want to cut all the way down. And the reason is so it's easier when you want to mince the onions. So just like that, and you just take your knife and you cut like that, and you get all nice even cuts. And you just add that to your soup. So I'll show you one more time how to cut onion the right way, easy way. So just go like this. You're gonna make slits. You're not gonna go all the way down. You're probably gonna leave, just a little bit, a couple centimeters. Then you just go like this, and you get all nice even cuts. And just like that. And then this part, you just go like that. Now this piece, we don't want to cook with that piece, so I'm going to take that piece out and just add this to your soup too. Then I got some golden yellow potatoes to make with the soup. We're gonna wash these off. Now these you don't have to scrub like Russian potatoes because you know they're pretty much already clean when you get them. You know, I like to cook them with the skins on. If you want to peel the skins off, you could do that too. Whatever your little heart desires. And then, easiest way to cut potatoes, right down the middle, just like that. Right down the middle, right down the middle. And then we got some nice cubes. And that's it. Not too hard at all. You can make them bigger, smaller, whatever size you want to make. You know, I like mine not too big, not too small. So I do like the potatoes in the soup, gives it a little more flavor. So like I said, you know, main ingredients of soup is those you want the carrots, celery, onions. That's your main, you know, vegetables. You can add string beans, you can add peppers, you can add, you know, pretty much whatever you want. It's soup. You really can't mess up soup. Now you don't have to add the cornstarch if you don't want to. I just like to add the cornstarch because I like my soup a little thicker. Now if you're going to add cornstarch, you can add flour too if you don't have cornstarch. It does the same thing, it just is thickening up the soup to make it a little thicker so it's not as thin. So I almost forgot the most important thing, garlic. I love garlic, so I'm going to add about 12 cloves of garlic. You don't have to add that much garlic. And I'm just cutting those little ends off. Like I say, you don't have to add garlic if you don't want to. I like garlic, so I cook with a lot of garlic all the time. And you can cut it into smaller pieces if you want. I just like to put the whole clove in. It's soup. Give it some good flavor. And now I'm also going to make this with pasta. But you can make the pasta at the last, once the soup is done. So this is usually the pasta I make. Boil it, you know, put it on the side. You don't want to add it to the soup because it gets all moist and mushy, the pasta from sitting in the soup. So, you know, once the soup is done, boil some water, cook this for about 10 minutes because I like my pasta al dente. You can also use white rice, you can use wild rice, you can use egg noodles, you could do whatever you want. It's soup, not too hard. Then I got some bay leaves. I'm going to add about 3 bay leaves to the soup. Just gives it some more flavor, some more of that aromatic flavor. So add 3 bay leaves. I like to add some red pepper because I like to make my soup peppery. You know, if I add about a teaspoon, you know, I really don't measure. So I'm just going to add some red pepper in there. Now we're not going to add any salt because the chicken broth already has enough salt in it. So if you add more salt, it's just going to get saltier. And soup's not going to taste good. Add about probably 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Gonna add some oregano. Probably about a teaspoon of oregano. Like I don't measure my stuff out. I just cook, taste as I go, see where I need to make an adjustment. And then we're just gonna take a wire whisk, get all that stuff all nicey. And I'm probably gonna add about a cup of water to this too, just because it does need a little water in here. And now if you don't want to add chicken, you don't have to add chicken. You could just have a vegetable soup, add some more vegetables. You know, this is pretty much a base for any type of soup you want. You know, my favorite soups are chicken soup and pasta fagioli. Those are my 2 favorite soups. I do love beef stew too. I'll make that one day. And if you don't have time, you can also make this in the morning, set this in the crock pot, and by the time you get home, you have a nice soup for dinner. Now I'm going to add some more water to this. I always add spring water because the Florida water just has too much chemicals. There you go. Just enough where it's almost to the top. Then we're going to add the cornstarch to the flour now because you don't want to add it when the soup is hot. If you add it when the soup is hot, you're going to get lumps of flour or cornstarch in the soup, which we don't want. So like I said, I'm going to put probably about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Then we're going to bring the soup to a boil. Once it's at a boil, then we'll simmer that simmer that down. So that's 1, and then 2. So and this is just to thicken it up. That's all. You don't have to make it thick. You could just leave it as is. And then take that wire whisk again, mix all that goodness together. And it's going to change the water a little bit. It's going to look a little cloudy, but that's fine. That's what the cornstarch of the flour is going to do. You can also use heavy cream if you want to do that. I'm actually going to get a bigger pot because this pot is going to be big enough, especially once I add the chicken. So let's get a bigger pot. And you know, the bigger pot is better too because you have more space for all the stuff to cook. So now we're going to cut up the chicken. I always like to cook the chicken first before I put it in. And I'm just cutting off all the fat, all the bad stuff, the skin, stuff we don't need. Yeah, I just cook this, you know, just add a little chicken broth, just a little salt and pepper, that's it. Just cut it right down the middle. And you're just going to cut into strips and then just make cubes. I always do this after the vegetables so nothing gets contaminated. Now the chicken's may look a little different because some of the pieces are frozen, some aren't frozen, so that's why one looks darker, the other one looks a little lighter, but nothing wrong with the chicken. And just 2 nice chicken breasts, you know. I'm not cheap with my chicken soup, I like to put a lot of chicken in my chicken soup. How's everybody doing? So I got the chicken all nice and cubed up in there. I got the soup all nice and boiling over here. Take that picture. Oops, I apologize for that. So see, the soup is nice and boiling. So I'm gonna lower that to about a medium. I'm gonna take some of the juice from in here to cook my chicken. And pretty much we're just going to cook the chicken till it gets nice and white. And the main reason why I do that too is so when I'm tasting the soup, I'm not going to get potential salmonella. Because if you put raw chicken, you can get potential salmonella. Put the chicken onto high, and I'm just going to cook this until it gets nice and white. And we'll be back in a couple minutes. So I forgot I had some fresh basil on my porch, on my patio. So I'm going to add a couple of fresh basil leaves to the soup. So now see the chicken's all nice and white. I even cut in the middle to make sure the middle's white and everything's nice and white. So I'm just going to add that to the soup now. Let's put everything in there. And we're going to let that cook for about 3-4 hours. The longer you let your soup cook, the better it's going to be. Just like making marinara sauce. You know, soup's the same thing. The longer you let it cook, more flavor it's going to be. Now you could probably eat this in about 2 hours, but I usually like to cook my soup for at least 4 hours, you know, get all that flavor, you know, build those layers of flavor. So we're just going to let this cook. You want to stir it every half an hour or so, you know. Like I said, you know, I put it to a low heat since it's all nice and boiled now. And that's just so the bottom doesn't burn. Like I said, just stir it every half an hour, and I'll show you how to make the pasta and what the finished product will look like. How's everybody doing? So I just put some pasta on, water's boiling. It's got about another 5-6 minutes left for the pasta. Got the soup here, it's pretty much done now, you know. Potatoes are nice and soft, it's been cooking for about 3.5 hours now, so. That's what the chicken soup is looking like right now. You got the pasta boiling over here. So in about 4 to 5 minutes, drain the pasta, and then we'll make some chicken pasta soup. And I'll show you how to make it extra good with some little fixins at the end, and have a great soup. How's everybody doing? So the pasta's all done, drained the pasta. So I'm just gonna, you know, put about 2 ladlefuls of pasta in my bowl. About that. Just move that out the way. Sorry about that. So like I said, about 2 ladlefuls of pasta. I like pasta, you can put more, you can put less, whatever. And we're going to mix the soup up. So we got a little bit of everything. Make sure we get some of that good chicken broth, just like that. It's a very easy dinner. I also like to put a little Parmesan cheese in mine. Just not much, just a little sprinkle. Then you can add crackers, you can add goldfish, crackers. This is my favorite, so I always add to my soups a little crispy onions. You can add wonton strips, or you can add croutons. A whole bunch of different things. I'm just gonna throw crispy onions on the top. You can even add a little lemon, you know. Some people like to add a little lemon to the chicken soup, nothing wrong with that. And here you go. You got a nice chicken soup dinner.